Hey everyone, it's 604 Comics here. This is my review for Todd, the Ugliest Kid on Earth, issue number 1 from Image Comics. Now, I wasn't sure what to expect when I got into this issue. I saw some previews just the day before the issue came out, so I thought it was going to be an interesting book. So I picked it up. I've read it, and my feelings for this book are, it's so-so. It's not that great. What we have here is Todd, who is the ugliest kid on Earth, is so ugly that his parents make him wear a bag on his head. Now, Todd is really desperate to make friends, but I guess because of the fact that he's just so ugly, he has a really hard time making friends, and he always gets constantly picked on by, I guess, the bully of the school. What we have here is one night Todd's throwing out the garbage, and he runs into this killer, and the killer's about to kill him, but the killer gets a peek underneath the bag, and he sees that Todd is just so ugly that he can't kill him, because the killer can only kill beautiful people. So the killer gives Todd some toys, and then he goes away, and Todd is safe, and our hero is still alive for this issue. Later on, we see that the toys came from a child that the killer did kill previously. So that sets up the basic premise of, I guess, its entire series. There's a serial killer on the loose who's killing children, and one thing leads to another, and because of those dolls that Todd got earlier from the killer, Todd somehow becomes the main prime suspect in the murder, and the chief of the town arrests Todd, who's probably like a 6 or 7-year-old kid, and that is how this issue ends. Now, the art here is by, let me see here, M.K. Perker, and it's different. The characters are kind of squished, they're kind of stocky and stubby. So if that's the style you like, then this is probably the art you're going to be enjoying. The art was alright. I really like the coloring. I don't say that a lot about comics, but I found that the coloring in this issue was pretty good. The art was okay. Now the story, I just found that the story was not that good at all. Some of the writing in this, some of the dialogue, some of the characters, that the way they're speaking. I mentioned in my poll list that this was not a very politically correct comic, and there are some things that are said out of these characters that I wouldn't say myself. So if that's something that appeals to you, then you might want to pick this up and just give it a read, but I really don't see how this issue can be recommended to anybody. The only reason I probably would continue reading this issue is because I just want to see what Todd looks like. I mean, the comic's called Todd, the Ugliest Kid on Earth. He's always got a bag on his head, so I think that's probably the main selling point of this comic, that eventually in issue 4, which is the last issue of this miniseries, we're actually going to see what Todd looks like, and I think that is what I'm looking for. I'm not going to follow the story because of the writing or the plot, because I think it's just pretty bad all around, but I don't know. I'm on the fence about picking up the future issues number 2 to 4. I just might check out number 4 when it comes out and see what Todd looks like, but for this issue, I'm going to have to give this a rating of 1.5 out of 5. So that's my review for Todd, the Ugliest Kid on Earth, issue number 1. I'm glad I read this issue first, because now I can read some better comics by Marvel. Thanks for watching 604 Comics. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next review. Take care.